Hey everyone, welcome to Alternativa. Thank you for stopping by and thank you for your time. This week's chapter is on the benefits of oils, and they are extremely important as cofactors in many conditions. Most Americans have a very poor fatty acid profile. I can't remember the exact ratio, but if you are one of those people where you've had a lifetime of more saturated fats than healthy fats, you should be aware that oils can affect your immune system and inflammatory and anti-inflammatory status. And they can also affect your microbiota immediately. So I have one chapter pertaining specifically for two oils and good oils. And in addition, these are studies that have been have shown these same effects over and over again in large population studies, as well as there are many clinical studies on specifically on how they affect sick people, which is something you don't see often. So beneficial oils, why are studies conflicting on the benefits of oils? Mainly because many oils are prone to oxidation. In addition, many oils contain both pro and anti-inflammatory effects within their composition. So some oils are extremely complex, and that makes them harder to study. So knowing which oils to use and what to combine them with may be making all the difference in how we view fats. Dietary habits may strongly influence intestinal homeostasis. And this is true. Oils can affect the microbiota positively or negatively immediately. Oxidized products of cholesterol present in foods have been shown to exert pro-oxidant and pro-inflammatory effects, altering the intestinal epithelial layer and thus contributing to the pathogenesis of inflammatory bowel diseases and colon cancer. Extra virgin olive oil polyphenols possess antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties and concentrate in the intestinal lumen, where they may help in preventing intestinal diseases. Olive oil in particular is a known anti-inflammatory, less prone to oxidation. So one of the main features in chronic gastrointestinal inflammatory disorders is the overproduction of oxidant species, nitric oxide, and pro-inflammatory cytokines and chemokines secreted by enterocytes, local immune cells, which sustain and amplify inflammation and cause extensive damage to the mucosa. Growing evidence is accumulating toward the strong influence of dietary components whose metabolites exert pro-oxidant and pro-inflammatory features in the onset and progression of gastrointestinal inflammatory disorders. In this connection, dietary lipids, together with the microbiota, may influence intestinal inflammation through mechanisms which include direct production of reactive oxygen species in the colon, antigenic effect, altered gene expression, changes in the composition of flora, gut permeability, and the immune system deregulation. The debate usually centers around whether people should have a low fat or low carbohydrate diet and which is better for weight loss. Is it better to cut fat or cut carbohydrates? However, going beyond this debate, fat versus carbohydrate are questions around whether certain fatty acids are worse for promoting insulin resistance, inflammation, and obesity. So why specifically are olive oils and fish oils more beneficial than plant oils? And some of the reasons are the anti-inflammatory activity of olive oil seems to be related to their ability to inhibit pro-inflammatory activity of oxidants, generating enzymes and to modulate different intracellular signaling pathways. Fish oils have clinically proven effects for cancer prevention, the treatment of numerous cancers, including colon, pancreatic, breast, and lung cancer. Fish oils can alter HLA-DR gene expression and are highly anti-inflammatory. It has been shown that combining fish oils with vitamin E may inhibit oxidation and increase their effects, especially in reducing insulin resistance. And this effect was noted across many groups and among both male and female patients, including menopausal, overweight, atherosclerotic, and in those suffering with chronic conditions such as Parkinson's and PCOS. Interestingly, testosterone and free testosterone was markedly reduced in women with PCOS. So oils also affect hormones. Flax oil, and one thing about this, well, let me get on to it in a minute, but flax oil omega-3s did not produce these same effects in PCOS women. So compared to safflower, flax oil, 3% fish oil significantly downregulated expression of genes involved in eicosanoid synthesis and inflammation. From this, it can be estimated that ALA was 1/8 as potent as EPA, DHA. Marine-derived polyunsaturated fats have greater potency versus plant-based polyunsaturated fats. So salmon oil, despite myriads of studies outlining the benefits of omega-3 supplementation, studies on children are not well known. However, studies have shown that even without dietary intervention, supplementation with salmon oil omega-3s significantly reduce obesity and insulin resistance in obese children. So let me go back to the effects of another thing you might want to be aware of in inflammatory bowel disease regarding nitric oxide production and pro-inflammatory cytokines. You might want to check out checkpoint blockade toxicity and how oils might have an effect on that, and that is caused primarily from drugs termed immunotherapy, MAB drugs, and cancer drugs, and injections. And this is what skews some people toward a inflammatory state that they can't reverse. And oils may help that condition. So that's usually always on the homepage of AlternaVita, and it's called checkpoint blockade toxicity. Might have other names as well, but in the studies, it's termed a new cause of inflammatory bowel disease. So, vitamin E, the relationship with vitamin E, it's poorly understood, but vitamin E is a group of eight soluble compounds that include 4 tocopherols and 4 trianols. Vitamin E deficiency is usually due to an underlying problem with digesting dietary fat rather from a diet low in vitamin E, and this can cause nerve problems. Again, this is poorly understood, but vitamin E may have various roles, including a role as a fat-soluble antioxidant. In this role, vitamin E acts as a radical scavenger, delivering a hydrogen atom to free radicals. Vitamin E donates a hydrogen atom to the peroxyl radical and other free radicals, minimizing their damaging effects. Thus, vitamin generated tocopherol radical is recycled to tocopherol by a redox reaction with a hydrogen donor. As it is fat soluble, vitamin E is incorporated into cell membranes, which are therefore protected from oxidative damage. Most Americans are extremely deficient in vitamin E. Natural vitamin E is known as D-alpha tocopherol. This is the most biologically active form of vitamin E. Synthetic vitamin E is known as D-alpha tocopherol. You need approximately 50% more of the IU synthetic alpha tocopherol to get the same nutritional effect. And synthetic vitamin E's are derived from petroleum products. Fish like salmon, trout, and other fatty fish contain small amounts of natural vitamin E, but the best sources of vitamin E are found in nuts and seeds. Wheat germ oil contains the highest amounts of vitamin E with over 100% of the recommended daily allowance per tablespoon. Most vegetables and fruits are not high in vitamin E, and many servings are required to get a substantial daily amount. So do not overconsume any beneficial oil to prevent the risk of bleeding and stroke, and this especially pertains to some seed oils. Can't remember the name of them off the top of my head, but some of these are very popular. Maybe black seed oil is one, but some of these are very popular. And when people overconsume them, they actually caused intestinal bleeding. So do not overdo oils. And remember, especially in children, and a specific caution for dogs, dogs cannot synthesize plant-based flaxseed oil omega-3s. So do not give these to your dogs or your pets. That's flaxseed, and maybe possibly other plant-based oils, I'm not sure. But in conclusion, anti-inflammatory oils like fish oils and olive oil have known beneficial effects which have been documented across thousands of studies. Many of these previous studies have failed to account for other dietary factors such as complex fatty acid combinations, the fats included in animal diets such as soy, which have direct impact on the final animal product, and oxidation that can quickly occur in some oils. In addition, it is being shown that while plant and fish-based oils omega-3s were previously thought to be equal, current studies are showing that they are not producing equal effects on defined parameters. Studies on these combined effects are producing clarity on the known benefits of healthy oils and why some plant-based omega-3s may not produce the same benefits as other omega-3s. So another important component in oils is oleic acid. What is oleic acid? Oleic acid is a fatty acid classified as a monounsaturated omega-9 fatty acid that occurs naturally in various animal and vegetable fats and oils, and one of the most common fats in human breast milk. It makes up 25% of fat in cow's milk. Alpha-lactalbumin joins with oleic acid to fight cancer cells. Myelin is a protective covering or sheath that twists around nerves, including nerves in the brain. Myelin is made of 70% fat and 30% protein. Oleic acid is one of the most common fats in myelin. Oleic acid doesn't just help synthesize myelin, it is also a cell signaling molecule. Oleic acid regulates cholesterol and lipogenesis, making fats in the brain. Oleic acid bound to alpha-lactalbumin forms the complex hamlet and bamlet. The benefits of oleic acid are many and include reduction of cellular debris and accumulating protein deposits in the brain through phagocytosis, an action occurring due to fermentation of oleic acid. Oleic acid produces reduction of inflammation as an anti-inflammatory. Fatty acids, as well as the result of numerous stressors, oleic acid provides protective effects for nerves and fights cancer. In addition, oleic acid provides accelerated clearance of fat-soluble vitamins, preventing their toxic effects. I forget what the percentage is, but I believe it's over like 50%. In humans, and this is what helps you synthesize fat-soluble vitamins. And if you cannot accelerate clearance or have clearance, the toxic effects of fat-soluble vitamins can become even more toxic. So how long to change your fatty acid profile? In the immune system, almost immediately. Changes will first take place in the cells of the immune system that have a life of 2 to 9 days before they are renewed, then in skin cells that have a lifetime of 14 to 20 days, and eventually in red blood cells that have a lifetime of 120 days. Stability in omega-3 level in the blood is achieved after 14 to 16 weeks. All fish oils have proven health benefits, but do not forget cod liver oil is one of these fish oils. Fish oils show similar benefits, including cod liver oil. Vitamin E increases benefits in some fish oils prone to rancidity, and marine oil omega-3s show greater efficacy than omega-3s from plant-based oils. Salmon oils and other fish oils are often high in oleic acid. The same beneficial fatty acid is found in olive oil. Oils affect inflammation and hyperinflammation regardless of immune state or HLA-DR expression. Fish oil benefits hyperinflammatory conditions. Okay, the decreased expression of HLA-DR on previously activated or non-activated human monocytes, macrophages after fish oil suggests a potential benefit in the use for hyperinflammatory conditions, followed by an immunodeficiency state as occurs in sepsis, severe trauma, and burns. So fish oil influences HLA-DR expression. I'm going to explain why this is important in a minute. Fish oil favorably affects macrophage activation. Fish oil is protective against chronic inflammation. Fish oil distinctively influences activated macrophages. HLA-DR is affected by oils, and this and other gene expressions may be reversible. A range of the correct ratio of fatty acids are required to produce modulating health benefit and to prevent extreme effects on the immune system, including during a state of macrophage activation. So this has to do with dendritic cells and their main function, which is to process the antigen material and present it on the cell surface to T cells of the immune system, and they act as messengers between the innate and adaptive immune system. HLA-DR is also involved in several autoimmune conditions, disease susceptibility, and disease resistance. So this is something I hear all the time from people. Nothing can help my condition because I have HLA-DR. It's primarily in the mold community, and that is simply not true. And I hear that not just in regard to HLA-DR, but other supposed genetic conditions where people assume that their genes are placing them in a fixed state, and there's nothing they can do about it, and that's simply not true. So oils can definitely affect gene expression, and that is pretty much it for oils. And I just had something else. Okay, a couple warnings. MCT oil is known to cause severe inflammation and oxidative stress in colitis. So if you have colitis, you might want to be aware of that. And soy oil is commonly found to have negative consequences in numerous studies. That might be specifically because of the fermentation. It's not fermented soy, but nevertheless, that's been shown in numerous studies. So you might want to be aware of soy oil. It might be due to oxidation. So numerous plant oils are not as healthy as they were once thought to be. Coconut oil is extremely complex, so it's extremely hard to study coconut oil because it has so many components. But nevertheless, I would take it fairly easy on the coconut oil and stick mainly with olive oil, fish oils, vitamin E, natural vitamin E, and nut oils from nuts, which have proven efficacy and proven safety profiles. And just remember the difference between plant and fish oils. Plant oils are 1/8 as potent as fish oils. So, okay, the other thing about cod liver oil and oleic acid in milk specifically, early malnutrition studies, which were done on extremely large populations in children, malnourished. This is back in the days of World War I, World War II, malnutrition was extremely prevalent in many populations, and they were primarily studying rickets. All of these reversals did not occur with synthetic vitamins, but they occurred with natural vitamins and cod liver oil and milk, and in some instances, butter. So just be aware of when you see a beneficial study, you have to be aware of precisely what form of vitamin D they were using. And in the early studies where they actually reversed rickets and prevented rickets, these were done with cod liver oil, milk, and butter. So, okay, natural butter, not margarine. So, okay, that's about it for oils, but just remember that they can change both your immune state and your microbiota immediately, and that is either positively or negatively, and that is the effect of oils alone, not in conjunction with anything else. So they can have a profound effect immediately on your microbiota, immune system, and cell signaling. So, okay, everyone, that's pretty much all I have to say about oils, but make them a part of your diet. And when it comes to vitamin E, try to get a natural source, because they increase the effects of oils, and try to stick with salmon oil, cod liver oil, fish oils, olive oil, and another one I might add to that, which is beneficial, is avocado oil. If you're specifically looking for a plant-based oil that's beneficial, and that would be avocado oil. So, okay, have a good one. I'll see you next time. Thanks for your time. Bye.